Good evening and welcome everyone to Studio W, The Buzz, your global radio network. You guys know we circle this thing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with some of the finest programs you can find anywhere around the globe. And now, welcome to episode 100 of Groove Swing Speaks. Hey, all right. We've got a special guest on coming on tonight, and I'll let Tiffany do the honors. But before that, let me introduce to you my panel. I see fellowman Robert Hicks. Hey, Rob.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Greetings, brother.
Yes. And I see Sergeant Clayton Brown.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, my friend. Right. And the lovely Tiffany Hilliard, our sister. Hey, Tiff.
Hey, Tiff.
Okay. Okay, we're going to see if we can improve the lighting for you. But anyway, we've got a special guest, as I mentioned, and this is episode 100. And Tiffany, would you introduce to our audience and to the world Queen Aishah?
Queen Aishah, comedian, actor, writer, producer, author. High energy, hilarious, engaging, quick wit, and charming are just a few words used when describing the internationally known veteran comedian Queen Aishah. Her authenticity is what makes her so endearing, and she has the ability to connect with diverse audiences of all ages. Known for her relatable, down to earth brand of humor, her style of sharing personal stories are enhanced by her unique comedic timing. Queen Aishah is featured in the 2023 groundbreaking docuseries All the Single Ladies on the OWN network. She is also the creator and producer of the podcast I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah and the all-female diverse comedy tour Comedian Queen Aishah Presents Funny and Stilettos, as well as a media personality, actress, and co-book author. Dating After Marriage Chronicles, Queen Aishah has starred in a Verizon Communication television commercial and BT Her Pizza Hut Veganettes. Queen Aishah has performed at clubs and colleges around the country, as well as touring internationally and for corporate events. She appeared on BET Comic View, Showtime at the Apollo, Ricky Lake as a celebrity judge, and Judge Hatchett as a mentor. She has worked with such talents as Tiffany Haddish, Mike Epps, Lunel, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, Sherry Shepard, Cheryl Underwood, Cedric the Entertainer, Ronnie Perry, Coco Brown, Tony Woods, and Joe Claire, to name a few. When the late great comedian and activist Dick Gregory saw Queen Aishah perform, he told her she was outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Miss Queen Aishah.
Hey, welcome, 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 welcome.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on. This is a treat. Thank you so much. I told you when I spoke to you briefly the other day. I said I was reading your resume and it's quite impressive.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to start off with Brother Hicks and Robert. If you would start with your questions, then we'll go around the board. How about that?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being on the show here tonight, Queen. And definitely see in your background that basically that you have been with a lot of various different stars. You've worked with various different talents. What specifically led you to the field in working with, I guess, what led you down the road of comedy? Because it is a really tough industry to be in. And how did you gravitate to it so well?
Okay, so thank you for that question, Brother Robert. And all of y'all around gonna ask me questions. I feel like I'm being, I want to stand in court. Anyway, cross-examination. So comedy found me.
You're a prosecutor. You continue, counselor.
Comedy found me. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So up north, we call it hiking. I spent a lot of time in DC. We call it joning. So as I was younger, we would just like crack jokes, have fun. My family is just a funny family. Everyone, mom, dad, nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers, cousins, everyone. So it found me. My oldest brother told me when I was 8 years old, he told me this some years ago, that I was cracking on one of his friends, and he was like, you funny, you should be a comedian. I worked in retail when I was in the DC, Maryland area, and people kept saying, "Are you a comedian? You should do comedy. You should do stand-up." So it found me. It's something that I do. It's second nature to me. I don't have to work hard to be funny. If I have to overthink it, it's too much. I just let it flow and be natural. It is a challenging field to be in. I say that there's as many people on that's comedians that that get food stamps because every day a comedian is coming up and popping up like roaches, especially now with social media.
Yeah.
But I do what I do. I've as they say, somebody said, it's saying in the Bible that your talent will make room for you. And it truly has. I've been able to have a lot of experiences and also be able to share those experiences with my family, friends, and loved ones, as well as fellow comedians. Did that answer your question, Brother Robert?
I was just looking at the bio and basically just understanding a little bit. But yes, you are correct. Proverbs 18:16. Your gift will make room for you, and it's definitely brought you in the presence of so many people. And good to hear from a fellow tri-stater. I'm from New York myself originally, and somewhere I now live in Maryland. But it's always, you can always tell a little bit about the style being definitely from the North.
I started comedy in DC. That's where I started professionally, yes.
Now, you also had branched out into the podcast realm.
Yes.
And they're saying that you know dope people. What got you interested in doing the podcast industry?
It came to me. Spirit just spoke to me, start a podcast. And I know so many people, whether the world knows them or not, I know dope people. So I wanted to have conversations with them as I would have with them if I was sitting in the living room, the kitchen, or wherever we would be kicking it, and have a conversation so people could learn about them, whether it's my cousin that has a construction company as a woman in the North New Jersey area, or Ayana Gregory, Dick Gregory's daughter, who is an awesome educator and positive affirmation music artist and activist. I have a friend that is a multiple breast cancer survivor, as well as lung cancer. So just bringing all these people that these are my people and having conversations. Also, I do a panel with friends that have been married, talking about dating after marriage, because that's a struggle in these streets. So these new streets. These them new streets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can tell you are definitely on the right show. We're going to definitely have a wonderful time. Thank you very much. I'm sure there'll be some more questions, and no, I'm not going to be cross-examining you. You won't be waterboarded. You won't be put to the rack or anything of that nature. Those days are over.
Right.
It's just having a good time, sit back and relax.
Cool. Let's loosen up and have fun. Yeah.
And we're going to have some fun. Sarge.
Yeah. Good evening, Queen. How are you?
I'm awesome. And yourself?
I'm doing well that we have you now. I noticed in your quote that you say healing through laughter, and I love comedians. If it's not comics, it's music.
Okay.
But I always have my radio either on the music channel or the comedians. And I love the fact that to be able to laugh, to heal, because there's a lot of times that I don't feel good. And I turn to a comedian to help me with that. It's almost like you guys are doctors or therapists yourselves. So what do you say to that as opposed to your healing through laughter, if I must say?
Okay, so my motto is touching and healing souls through the art of laughter. A lot of things, honestly, I just get downloads or uploads from the creator, my source. And that's something that came to me over almost 30 years ago. I've been doing comedy over 30 years. And that just came to me. And that's what I want to be able to make someone laugh and also leave them with something that is imperative, something that may shift them to move greater, to do better for themselves, to seek and want more for themselves, to help in community, whatever that is. Now, it might not be a joke about community, but just to be inspired, because I believe that we're all interconnected and we're here for one another.
Yeah.
And there are times that I may be performing, whether it's on stage, podcast, or what have you, and I may not be feeling my best. However, that I'm able to pour into someone else, that's a great benefit to me. That's a blessing.
That is. I bet you your jokes got you out of a lot of trouble too, didn't it?
I still know how to parlay them.
I love it. I love it. You keep doing what you're
Oh my
doing.
goodness.
I'm gonna,
Thank you.
because right now I really need it. I do need
Okay.
it, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to our sister Tiffany.
Well, I send you some love. I send you some healing vibration.
Yeah.
Everybody give him some love. Give him some
Send-
love.
Package it up and send it
That's
this
right.
way.
That's right. And make sure you
Oh,
pass
my
gas,
goodness.
because passing gas is going to help you stay clear. Okay. Don't be holding back. Okay.
I got you.
Loosen up. Don't be a tight ass. Loosen up.
He said if it don't pay rent, it has to go.
Don't be letting it take up no free rental space in your body and
That's
your
it.
mind.
Right
Oh,
on.
goodness. Oh, this is good.
Sister Tiff.
Tiff,
Okay.
Come on, Tiffany. Let's go, girls.
bring that phone a little closer.
What I would like to know is, who was Queen Aishah before she became the comedian? Who was this lady?
Okay, because I was always a queen. Let's be clear, Queen Tiffany.
Okay.
So I am Donald and Jerry's baby girl. Okay. I am Aishah Farah Hogans from Newark, New Jersey. I've always been, it's funny because I actually have my, the little autograph book from like grade school when you graduate, and the different colors and people sign and put a message. I still have my 8th grade graduation book. And people were like, stay funny, always be who you are. So that was always me. I was and is a huge Boy George fan. I love music. I love to dance. I love to laugh. Like, I am a fan of comedy. So if I'm out on stage, I can go to the comedy show, comedy concert, and just kick it and have a really good time. I love to be around my family. I love to be around my friends and loved ones. And I am grateful to have a lot of great people in my life that love me. I'm a regular chick from Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, and Queen came from Queen Latifah. So I was calling myself Queen before I got into entertainment, because Queen Latifah said she was a queen. I was like, me too. Me too. Me too, girl. Yup. UNITY.
Yeah, she's the queen of the rap world, and you're the queen of the comedy world. I got you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, this is so good. Again, Queen, thank you so much for gracing our podcast here. I was reading that the late great, I was a fan of his too, Dick Gregory, comedian and activist. A lot of people don't know he was a comedian because he was an activist, and no question about that. He saw you perform and he told you that you were outstanding. And kind of give us the timeline when that happened, and what did that mean to you to have someone of his stature come to you and give you such a compliment?
Wow. I actually have a photo of him in my office. If y'all go to break, I'll run and get it. So his daughter, Ayanna Gregory, I absolutely love her music. If you've never listened to her music, Google Ayanna Gregory. She's on YouTube. And she has so many great songs that are just uplifting, make you reflect, think, challenge you, encourage, and inspire you. So we were doing a play called Pocketbook Monologues at Crampton Auditorium at Howard University in Washington, D.C. And of course, he was there to see his daughter. And I was the mistress of ceremonies. And I was on stage performing. This was in 2008 or 2009, because my boyfriend, Michelle Obama's husband, was the president at the time. And I was just doing jokes about President Obama and Michelle Obama. The actual, there's a clip on YouTube. If you do Queen Aishah, you'll find that clip. And he was there, and I was a little nervous, but I was like, just go. So at the end, just go, just keep rocking, you know. So at the end of the show, I met him. He came backstage, of course, to see his daughter, his baby girl, and speak to everyone. And he was like, you were just outstanding. I mean, a feather could have knocked me. I was just like, it was just like to hear that from Dick Gregory. I was like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else got to tell me nothing. Okay. So that was amazing. And then one time, the last time I saw him, because I got to see him because he lived in the DC area. So before I left DC, I had to see him several times, like at comedy shows, him performing, and just to watch how he came to the stage with all of the newspapers that he had read articles, and he would just like talk about different things out of the paper, whether it was a note he had written down on a newspaper or off the top of his head. It was totally amazing. But I remember when I was doing my Funny in Stilettos, one of my shows, and I wanted to invite him to the show. So he was at the Washington Convention Center, and I spoke to him. I was like, Papa Dick Gregory, I said, I want to give you this flyer to come to my show. He was like, a flyer? What you mean a flyer? My number is in the yellow pages. And I was just like this, like a little girl. I just shrunk. I was like, he was like, I guess he could see my face. And I was like, I was going to call Ayana and tell her to ask you to come and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then he kind of went a little softer on me. I was like, yo, Dick Gregory told me off. That's a blessing. So he took the flyer. He talked about how when he was starting out as a comedian and promoting his shows, how he used to pass out flyers, you know, just to promote your event. So that was really dope. And I get to, and it's so funny because one time I said to Ayana, I was like, I need your dad to give a quote or something. She was like, I just gave it. You got it. Like, if he said it, you got it from me. You got it, girl. So yeah, she's a beautiful light.
Let's go back a ways here. I want to know. I could see you right now in class. How much trouble did you get in while you were in grade school disrupting class, telling jokes?
I really didn't. Like, I wasn't that. I joked around, but I don't remember getting in trouble for joking around. I would just be funny. I was very disciplined and very respectful, as I still am. But I wasn't like upsetting the classroom. You know what I'm saying? I probably would say little smart things or little funny things and keep it moving. But I didn't disturb the class. I didn't. Now, in 11th grade, which was my favorite school year, I went to Nairi Educational Institute, a Black independent school in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And Brother Dunbar, may he rest in peace, was my teacher. He was also the founder of the Dr. Martin Luther King Community Players. So at that time, I did not know that I was actually being prepared to speak. So we used to do public speaking, oratorical contests. We and the King Players, we used to go speak at different schools, churches, and organizations. We did the Black College Tour. And all of those things that I didn't realize as I look back years later, I was like, wow, I was in 11th grade using my voice, getting my stage, getting over my stage fright. He told us how to come to the stage, how to look so we can work on our nerves, all of those things. So that was Brother Dunbar at Nairi. And here I am when I look back so many years later, that was like in 86, 87. And I was like, oh, I mean, he was funny, but we had a good time. You know, Black folks, how we funny and we joke and keep it moving. So I've always been there.
I can imagine what your household's like during the holidays, Thanksgiving.
Now we cut up. Yes, my family, we have a good time. We have a good time.
Any other comedians in your family beside you?
Professionally, I'm the only one. But my maternal grandfather, Grandpa Nate, he was hilarious. He had a store. We used to go visit his store on Saturdays with my mom when we were younger. And he was always saying something funny. And So my mother is hilarious. My dad is funny. My dad is funny, and he's more reserved funny. My niece and nephews, they're funny. They got like dry humor, but they're funny. My oldest brother is funny. He has like dry humor and gives you something to think about. So everybody funny, you know. And it's like they're not trying. It's just life, you know.
Right.
They're just talking about things, and it just comes out the way it does.
You've been, I've noticed there are a lot of names that all of us recognize that you have worked with. Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Sherry Shepherd, and go. It's on and on and on. Mike Epps, I mentioned that before. Who did you have the most fun working with?
Wow. It's because all of them are over a span of my comedy career. Of course, Mike Epps is always funny. When I worked with Mike Epps, it was at Bowie University in Maryland, and I had something happen to my knee. So I came in there with like an African walking stick, and I was hosting the show. So we're in the green room. He's like, "Give me that." What's up? You know, teasing me and all that, and start walking around the room with it. Mike Epps is always, every time I've seen him, he's always been really kind and nice. Hey, what's up? Like personal, like we don't have a personal relationship like that, but that's how he relates, you know? Cheryl Underwood is always cool. Cheryl is the one that's going to put you on stage. Cheryl is big on giving comedians time on stage. She's big on making sure that the female comedian is represented. She's big on, if you are a female comedian and you are the veteran, that you close the show if you so choose to, or however you want to do it. When I started out as a comedian and I was on 93.9 WKYS in DC in the mornings, this was funny. So I had this Showtime at the Apollo maybe a year or so before. I can't remember, but I got booed. Anyway, my hair was cute. Listen. So Cheryl, when she came there to do the morning show for, you know, she had a concert going on in the area. So she came by in the morning to promote it. And she kept saying, she know me. And I didn't know where Cheryl would know me from. And I forgot all about the Apollo. And then she said, I know where I know you from. She was like, you was on Showtime at the Apollo. And she just had a nice thought. She was like, girl, don't ever do that again, because Showtime, they don't give no comedians opportunities. I was a new comic at the time. Here's the thing. It wasn't that I wasn't funny. This is at the time when Steve Harvey was the host. What happened was, being a novice, a new comedian, I didn't read the room. You know, I didn't even know what the verbalized read the room meant. What happened was, I told a joke about dating big guys. And I was like, you know, like Biggie was on the show. Biggie was the king of New York. So it was Biggie, Junior Mafia, Lil' Kim, Faith. They were on an Apollo at that time, taped like 5 shows in a day. So they weren't necessarily on the show I was doing, but they were there. People were there to see them. So it was that type of thing. When I tell you they sang boo like a choir in unison, they was like boo, 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 boo.
Oh, no.
Honey, my self-esteem was crushed. And here's the thing. Do y'all know I came up there with a busload of people from the DC and Maryland area, a bus of 50.
Oh, no.
People came in from New York, New Jersey. I was like, yo, y'all wasn't ready to fight. What is going on? And Steve Harvey was like, y'all ain't even give her a chance. She was funny. I ain't give her a chance. It was that was the reason, because I was doing fine. But when I told that joke, it was like,
yeah.
However,
Yeah.
a month before that, the amateur night that happens every Wednesday, I did that. And I actually made it. Came in second place. I made it in a lineup as a comedian, which hadn't happened in 2 years. And I was beat out by dancers out of Baltimore. Baltimore dancers can dance. So I wasn't mad about that. And then in I forgot what year, 23 years ago, do the math, Tiffany, 23 years ago, I actually, after those appearances, I was called back to do Comedy TKO, which they had added a format for comedians, more so professional comedians, to be able to perform and do stand-up. And they made it a competition, but they separated it from amateur night, so they would kind of know this ain't what it is. And I actually went there and I actually won 3 times. I won 3 times, and 23 years later, Roy Woods
Whoa.
Jr. mentions me in his book.
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can enlarge that. Let's see if I can enlarge that. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
It's called Man of Many Fathers, Life Lessons Disguised as a Memoir. This is a great read. I did it on Audible because I had ADD. This is like a listening to a stand-up special. It has so many lessons, but it's so much comedy in it also throughout, right? I was just in awe. I'm still in awe. I haven't seen this man in 23 years since we did Apollo Comedy TKO, and a friend of mine, fellow comedian Angel Gaines, she was reading the book and she said, Aisha, do you know that Roy Woods Jr. mentioned you in his book and gave you a major shout out? So that is chapter 12, Crybaby, starting on page 200. Okay. He talked about my performance. I think that was just amazing.
Incredible. Now, have you worked with Roy Woods before?
We just did the show. We weren't even on we were on the same show, but we didn't compete against each other. I haven't, but I sent him a message and he actually responded. Yep, I thanked him. I called everybody that knew him and was like, listen, give him the message and tell him I said thank you. I'm so grateful.
That's right.
And I said, I'm gonna send him a message. He got so many followers, he's not gonna respond. Yes, he did. He responded in less than like 30 minutes or something like that.
Wow, that's all right.
That is pretty cool.
Like, that's what's up. Yeah. So
that is pretty cool. Now, I noticed that not only are you a comedian, you're an actor, writer, producer, and an author. Now, do you have a book out or books out?
I have a book out called Dating After Marriage Chronicles. Me and my friend Ebony Caldwell, we wrote this in 2021. Yes, 2020. We wrote that book, and I have some other books that I'm 2021. I have some other books that I'm working on. I wrote a book in like the early 2000s called You Know You Big When. But I just feel like the climate that we in, people may not really be feeling that. But yes, I wrote that, but I never published it. So this is my first published book.
Oh boy. It's more. I'm going to toss this over to Robert. Robert.
Yes, thank you. And actually, I just posted some information about the book itself. And according to a couple of websites, actually, I won't mention the company's name because they don't sponsor the show. But one basically has 5-star rating for your book. So definitely for people to be able to go out and get that book. And yes. I was basically, going back to your time where you were at the Apollo. That's been, but I guess really from that experience that you had at the Apollo, that also made you stronger as where you are today. Those are the various different experiences that you get. The old adage is, what doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. And in this case, this had made you stronger in itself. Now I'll also see here that you've been doing some touring. What was your last tour like? And could you explain or probably just give some insight about how that went?
So I've done several tours. I've toured over to Japan and South Korea 5 times each for the U.S. military. That's a wonderful experience.
Yes,
and being able to, thank you for your service. And being able to, this was some years ago, but being able to, the first time I went, I met a fellow comedian who I didn't know. He was out of Texas. And we did like a 4th of July weekend in Japan and South Korea. Ooh, that was a long flight, but it was fun. We were right behind Backstreet Boys, the 98, one of those bands. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Some of the people I've met overseas or just doing military bases, we are family to this day. We hang out, their kids, my niece and nephew, all of the things. I also toured with my my tour, the all-female diverse comedy tour, Queen Aishah Presents Funny and Stilettos. We went over, I think it was in 2012, we went over to the UK. And we performed in London, Nottingham, and Birmingham. And that was really a dope experience, well received. I partnered with comedians and producers over there to bring the tour. They were excited. It was like, yo, you have to bring this to over here to England. So I went and did that. Bring it across the pond, Aishah.
And also it shows basically how is English humor, because from experience, from being over there, I actually traveled to England myself, and I know sometimes
don't be trying to compete with me, Robert. Don't do that. But go ahead.
I'm not. Oh, I know my language. I am no comedian. I don't play that on TV. I do nothing like that, not even on the radio. But basically, by picking up different, and this is also important for the audience, picking up different cultures and traveling. How has that made you now the comedian and the all-round queen that you are today?
So that's a great question. And that's very true, because I always say if everyone just got to go around the corner from their homes, and what I mean by that, to meet someone else of a different culture, ethnicity, religion, that we will be so much better off, because you don't have to agree with what they do, where they're from. We just have to respect it and be open to learning something new and different. Now, with that being said, I was raised around everybody, so I have Jamaican, Guyanese, Trinidadian aunts and uncles. And people be like, you Jamaican. I was just raised, when you spoke to people that are your elders, you just said auntie, uncle, So my mother had friends, a plethora of friends from all walks of life. So a lot of those hangups I don't have, So me going I practice Buddhism. I practice Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism, Tina Turner, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Everybody, when we go to the community center, people of all backgrounds are there, right? So I don't have those hangups. My first religion I practiced was Islam. Again, people from all backgrounds. So I don't have those hangups. So going overseas is exciting to me. I'm a Sagittarius. I like to learn new things, see different things, speak with people. So it's great for me. I love it. And it just makes me an even better person, because I was already open when I went there. I like to try different foods. So it's cool.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sarge?
That's right. You see my girlfriend, Shondell. Shondell said Aisha is from Guyana. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Why I put it up there.
Dishes. Yeah, I'll be cooking dishes. I'd be like, look, I think I need my Guyanese, my GT card. I said, because I made some chow mein. I made some chow mein the other day. It was so good. She said, wait, you are Guyanese, Aisha. You and Simone need to stop playing. Y'all Guyanese. These are friends I've been knowing since I was 15, so a lot of the different cultures from the Caribbean, I pick up very easy, because it's just natural, second nature to me.
Hey, tell us about your podcast. I Know Dope People. Tell us the type of people you have on that podcast. Is it you and you have different guests coming on? Do you have a co-host? Tell us about that. And when
it's me.
And when can you see it?
It's me. Okay. It's me and my dope people. So right now we've been on hiatus. It's coming back in 2026. I needed to take some naps. I'm 55 years old now. I'll be getting tired. So no, I had a lot going on. So I pulled back on a podcast, because I was doing it weekly and I love it. But of course, you all know doing radio is a lot. And I'm the only person. I have a producer, but it's still a lot of work. So I Know Dope People is about people that I know, whether they are known publicly or not, whatever they are contributing to the world. I want to share that, because they may be contributing it to the world, but y'all may not know. So I want to let people know. You can watch past episodes on my YouTube channel, Queen Aishah. It's normally an hour-long show. We talk about relationships. We talk about, I've had my mother on there. I've had everybody. I had Ayana Gregory, Dick Gregory's daughter, on there. I've had my friends that have been married. I've had Taj from SWV on there. I've had different fellow comedians on there. A lot of people.
Right. Tiffany, then we'll go to the Sarge. What do you got, Tiff?
So one of my questions is, how did you get your start in the professional world? Like, how did you book the road to get onto Comic View or even the commercials itself? Because I got my degree in filmmaking, so I just kind of want to, listen to the wisdom that you have. How did you get your start?
Okay, great question. So one thing I would say in the comedy world, I think it still exists, but when I was coming up in the early 90s and before I got into comedy, we just were community network. So we would let somebody know about, I would let somebody know about somebody else. I would let somebody know I got a show. We were referring one another for shows. As far as Comic View, you're doing stuff you'll hear about, they're having Comic View auditions, or someone will pass somebody's name on or make a list, whatever. And they will reach out to you if you needed to audition. When you got to the point that you were chosen to come on Comic View, you would have to actually write out your comedy set because it's television. So they want to actually know what you're going to be talking about. And they may say they want a clean show, right? So you have to write. They always tell you when you write for television. And then as far as the Verizon commercial, it's called Betsy Royale. It's a talent agency in the Baltimore, Maryland area. And I was on their roster and they would send emails about different auditions. And I actually went out and I did the audition. It was funny because it was late one night. I was sitting in the house living in Hydesville, Maryland. And I got the email and I actually second guessed myself. I was like, nah, I don't even know if I knew it was Verizon or not. And I was like, nah, but I was like, Aisha, keep going. You keep going. Mm-hmm. And I submitted for it. I went out and I auditioned just being myself. And the actual Burrell Agents Communications, which is a Black-owned agency out of Chicago, they actually had a representative there and they liked me. They called me and told me that, and you had to have Verizon. I didn't know you had to actually have the Verizon phone service. And I went out and they asked questions about the service, how you use it. I'm like, I need to get my Verizon money back anyway. And so originally it was to do the Verizon radio commercial. And I don't know if they always had this in mind or if I inspired them. After I did that, I came and I did the voiceover. The next thing they told me that it was going to be an actual commercial, that they were going to actually shoot a commercial. So I shot the commercial before it was shot in Los Angeles. And two of my friends, they asked them, do you have any friends in California? And I was like, yes. So one friend that I knew from the radio station who had lived now in California, and another friend from 5th grade when I went to Chad School in Newark, New Jersey, Fatima Lowe. She came out and they both auditioned, and Fatima got the role as my friend, who is an actual friend in the commercial. We hadn't seen each other since, because we did 5th and 6th grade together, and then we did 9th and 10th grade together. So we hadn't seen each other since the 80s, but we had got back connected because of Facebook, honey. And we did that. And so that's how I got that. And Crystal Waters, the singer Crystal Waters, she auditioned. It was different people, but I didn't know they were auditioning until I got there. So it ended up being a voiceover commercial, a commercial, and then a print ad. Yes. Okay. So I just really I just believe that when I'm aligned, it just shows up. I have to show up so it can show up and attach itself to me.
Okay. So on that note, what advice would you give someone that may be listening or will watch this replay later if they're trying to do something similar to what you're doing or whatever it is that they want to accomplish? What would you advise them to do?
So for stand-up comedy, and I just want to pay attention real quick to my other best friend, Simone, because Simone and Shondell, they get very jealous when I mention one, not the other. So Simone says she doesn't want to be mentioned unless she getting paid. Sit down.
Right. So they get these
Sit
mentions.
down. You better take these free mentions because ain't nobody else mentioning you nowhere, Moni.
Oh.
So the way I got started is I just share that. So one thing for me, when I got started, I actually studied comedy. I actually went to comedy shows. I read a book on stand-up comedy. So these are the things that I did to build up my confidence. One of the ways I got affiliated with the radio station was when I told my mom that I was going to try out comedy. She said to me, go and volunteer at a local radio station. And it just so happened that radio station had a street team and they were doing auditions around the time my mother told me that. And I have relationships with 93.9 Radio 1, Urban 1 from, you're talking about 1993, 94, right? So that's why I tell people volunteering is the gift that keeps on giving, right? So when I started writing, I would practice in front of a mirror. I would use a hairbrush as my microphone. So because if you go on the stage for the first time, you want to kind of know what hand I'm left-handed. So I know that I'm going to use the mic in my left hand, but a person may not know that, right? Get in front of the mirror, your facial expressions, all of those things are important. Record yourself. We have these wonderful devices that can video or audio record us. Record your material, listen back to your material, post online. That's a big thing. I'm not huge on posting online with like doing comedy. I don't do force. If it's something that comes up I want to share, I'll do it, but I'm not forcing every time getting online to say something funny. Now, those that do it, that's wonderful if it works for them. So, and I just believe in finding your niche, what works for you, because it may not be stand-up comedy. You may be a great comedy writer. Right. So just finding what works for you.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Tell us, you mentioned earlier about reading the audience. Kind of break that down for the listening audience out there. Reading the audience, exactly what does that mean?
So reading the room is basically when you go any place. Yeah, when you go any place, if I'm going to perform at a church, I'm not going to do the same set necessarily that I do at a club. Now, I can do that same material, but I do use profanity because it's like seasoning your chicken. So
right.
At the church, I'm not going to use the same type of seasoning.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you something. Now, I got people that go to church that they won't come to my church show. They be like, nope, I want the real show. This one lady, I was in Detroit, and she told me, she was like, I can tell you cuss by the way your mouth moves. But I love the fact that those people that go to church, which are many, that use profanity, when I say something one way, they feel in another word in their mind. They be like, yeah, and it's even funnier to them. Right. So, but it's just reading the room. Like when you, in life, when you enter a space, you read the room. Is this a space? Is this a safe place? Should I do this? Right. Oh, I'm going to this party. What type of outfit should I wear? You know what I'm saying? I'm going on this interview. It's the same thing. Read the room, get information about, like, if I'm called to do a church, I don't ask. Now, they may say to me, what type of comedian am I? I'll say I'm a professional comedian. What does I'm a professional comedian? Now, I know if I'm going in the church, I'm going to act accordingly, right? Now, if I go perform at a corporate event, I'm going to move accordingly. Now, during the pandemic, there were corporate events that they were having, and they was like, do your show. Now, I'm not necessarily going to ask them that, because if they say a corporate event or it's a business, I'm not going to say, can I curse?
Right.
It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even, getting into, unless they say, girl, do your show. That's different. So yeah, so that's reading the room, getting information, knowing what you're stepping into.
That's exactly right.
And also, if you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, my only question to you, Queen, where will you be next?
My house. Listen,
all right, I step right into that.
My house. So I have a show coming up, my Funny and Stiletto show I have that's going to be here in the area where I live in the Georgia area outside of Atlanta. We have that coming up in March. Yes. I'll have some other stuff coming up before then, but right now that's the main focus the main event that I'm focusing on. Is for March Women's History Month, International Women's History Month, the all-female comedy show, Queen Aishah Presents Funny and Stilettos. Now, if anyone is interested in booking Queen Aishah or Funny and Stilettos, you can reach out to me on all platforms at Queen Aishah. TikTok, I am Queen Aishah with the H on the end. And right.
That's right.
Right on. Right on. Right on. That's the only question I had because I'm enjoying it. I really am. Thank you, Queen.
Surely.
Thank you.
You know, it was something that Clayton said earlier. I call him the Sarge. Something the Sarge said earlier, and that is that healing. I mean, yeah, comedy is a form of medicine, just like music is concerned. Tell us. I know there's been many times someone came to you after the show and said, "Thank you so much for that show. It made me feel better." And when someone tells you that, well, how does that make you feel?
It's humbling. I had a woman come up to me. I was doing an event a few years ago around the holidays, and she told me she had saw me someplace else performing, and she told me that she had been going through depression, dealing with bouts of depression, and had been suicidal. And someone brought her to a comedy show, and she said that just really lifted her spirit. So I've had a lot of people tell me how it just makes them feel good. When one year I was over in Japan at Kadena Air Force Base, and a Japanese woman came up to me. She was working there and she had broken English, but she was so excited to let me know that even though she didn't understand everything that I was saying, she felt my energy and the energy in the room. And that excited her even more. That's amazing. Yeah. I'll never forget that. And that was so many years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be life-changing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's why I'm so happy that you came on our show tonight, because what we do, we have our idea with Groove Swing Speaks is to connect the dots around the globe, right? And we have we have artists on, educators, doctors, whether it's medical doctors or psychological doctors on, or business owners. And so when I found that you were coming on, I said, oh, yes, this is what we need. The world needs more laughter. And so I appreciate people like you.
And let me say,
definitely.
Yeah, and laughter that is not insulting, because we have a lot of things going on online now where people can be mean behind a keyboard because we don't see them. I'm like, say it to my face, say it to my face, say it to my
face. That's right. And I could tell you write all of your own material.
Yes. Life writes my material. Life experiences write my material.
Right. And what I've heard there are some comedians out here that will steal other comedians' material. Have you ever had that happen to you?
Mm-hmm. It happened. So here's the thing. He said, here's the thing. There's nothing new under the sun, right? But one thing, someone can steal your material, but your experience is authentic to you. So the way you share that experience, tell that story, because you're a storyteller, right? That it's yours. So a lot of times people would say, back then they would say, when you go on television, because we have no copyright per se, right? But they would say when you go on television, that's your copyright. But you've heard of people that is not a popular comedian say that a popular comedian stole their material. I watched someone popular on television say my joke, and it's like in the moment they caught themselves. They didn't know I was gonna see it, and I was just like, "That's my damn joke." But here's the thing. But I wasn't even upset about it, because a lot of times we say things, we joke, we hear a lot of things. You have some comedians that say they don't watch other comedians because they don't want to have to slip up and say something, because we taking a lot of information, especially now with social media. Like, we taking a lot of information. You can think that it's yours and it's not, or you can think that, it's original. But then you got some people that know damn well it ain't original and it ain't theirs, and they'll do
Right.
it. And then we all have little sayings that we say now, that, and it's not your sayings. That's why it's nothing new under the sun. When you are authentic and you are intentional about what you're doing, we can talk about the same topics. But when a person is saying something word for word, you like, now Belinda, that is not your joke. So I have comedian friends that they don't work with other comedians because they're known to do other people material. And this is it can be a woman, and you have men that won't work with comedians and vice versa. Or they'll say, oh, I'm on a show with that person. Let me go up first so I can tell my joke that they steal. So, yeah.
Along with your resume, you're also an actor. And I can see you, one of my favorite movies was with Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
I could see you on that movie. Oh my goodness.
I love Della Reese. Mm-hmm.
I could see you in that movie. And also Friday nights with come on guys, help me out here.
You're talking about Friday with
Friday
with Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, then also the second one with Mike Epps. I think he was in two of those. I could see you in those types of movies.
Friday after next. Mm-hmm.
Friday after next. Hey, tell us about your acting career. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's still growing. my one of my dreams is to work with Tyler Perry. I love Tyler Perry when he used to come to DC and do his live play. So here's the thing. I love stand-up comedy. I don't drink, I don't smoke or any of that. So my natural high is the stage. So from stand-up comedy, like live plays, because the instant gratification and feedback from the audience is just amazing. Right. So I would go and see Tyler Perry and I would just be in awe, like, oh my gosh, he is so amazing. Because like it would be times, not a lot, but somebody may forget their line. And right in that moment, they would like crack a joke or he would say something in his Medea character, you know what I'm saying, to get him back on track or whatever. So I'm like, that's what I love. Like you're doing your work, you're doing the art, but you're also still having fun with it, right? And also he taught Black people, especially, how to come to theater. Don't walk up in here later, you're gonna wait in the back until we go to intermission or there's a break in the show, because we're not doing that.
Right.
So yeah, I've done some independent films and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I love his stage plays and also his movies as well.
Oh yeah,
but those stage plays, they are absolutely amazing. Let's go back to Robert. What do you got, Rob? I can't believe we only got 7 minutes left to go. This has been a blast, Queen. Rob,
thank you for having me.
Definitely, and we're definitely going to manifest that for you in the upcoming year, because you definitely have a plethora of various different talents and experiences. As I guess probably one thing to probably end the show, as it is the season of Kwanzaa, as today is Nia, which means purpose. What you consider, Queen Aishah, is your purpose? If you can just
yes. Wow, my purpose. Yes, Nia Abargani. So Nia is purpose. To really, I think that being purposeful and intentional about how I move through life, how I treat myself first, how I show people how I want and deserve to be treated, how I love on my friends and family and community and desire the same, right? How that as an entrepreneur, that I'm always creating opportunities for myself and willing to bring someone else along with me, willing to partner with someone, especially women that look like me first. and making my family proud. Like a lot of things, a lot of things I would have done in life, but I always think about my ancestors.
There you go.
I always think about like my mom, my dad, my, you know, what's the intention? What's the purpose? What's the outcome? So yeah, so that's the thing, like putting myself first. Because this in the entertainment industry, like when we look at so much of things that's happening, that's unfolding and has unfolded. When I look at like me being in my early 20s, coming into entertainment, I was so green. I'm 55, I'm still green. Okay, because some of the stuff they're doing, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that's what they did. I'm just so grateful that I am who I am. I was brought up the way I was brought up, that I stand 10 toes down on what I believe, what I'm about, what I don't tolerate. And I'm happy to say I ain't miss a damn thing. You know, because we never know the situations that we could have been in and a story that I could be telling, and all. So just staying true to myself. That is my purpose. So I'm also a baker. And
thank you.
My
Thank you.
cakes
Thank on this for that statement.
Yeah. I want to know how much rum do you put in those cakes?
I go by the recipe, sir. You got it.
Go by the recipe.
Baking is a science.
Yeah.
People don't understand baking is a science. So the baking is a science. As far as the glaze, I can rum glaze you out, you know, but the recipe, if you want your cake to be done and balanced, you got to go by the recipe. So I really
got to go by the recipe.
Rum cakes, yes.
Okay.
I make great. I have a few great cakes. Rum shaker cakes is my business. Queen Aishah rum shaker cakes. And I just had a busy season. A busy season with. I ship my cakes all around the country.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. Okay. So I just.
Is that also available through your links on your social media as well?
So I'm setting my website back up, but y'all have my information, so y'all can always reach out to me. But the website that's under construction is Rum Shaker Cakes, just like that, Rum Shaker Cakes.com. But y'all can always slide. Y'all can slide in my DMs and say, Queen, I want a cake. I want some cake. And I do. So now Simone, she ordered, because Simone, you know, people, they got to be different. She ordered a lemon sour cream pound cake. Let me tell you something. The lemon sour cream pound cake, you get a one cake for their money.
Oh boy!
I got a Ma B's caramel cake. That's the ode to my grandma B, who made a banging pound cake. And I just add some old school with new school, because you got to use your buttermilk. You understand? That buttermilk get it right. And the cinnamon. So yes, I enjoy baking. That's another way of being creative. So yes.
And let's put your information back up. And what is it you like to? Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, let's do it. What is it you like to share with the audience? Something that we may not have covered.
Just honestly, just be true to yourself, love on yourself. We have one more day for 2025. This year has been a year of many, for real. What happened? Oh, that's a blessing. What? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. All of the things. But really stay true to yourself, check in on yourself. A lot of people are talking about mental health and all of those things. Give yourself a break. I just really believe that we have to be intentional about who and what we share our time and energy with. Like, I love social media. Like, I'm a chat GPT cheerleader. I'm an AI person, right? But I use AI because I'm long-winded and I be in my head with a lot. So I use it for that. So I think all of these tools are wonderful, but we have to know where to start and where it ends. And with social media, because that's the big elephant in the room, it's a great tool, but we also have to know when to pull back. You understand? So I just leave people like with peace. peace, peace, healing. Take care of yourself. Love on yourself. Love on your family. If you need a hug, tell somebody you need a hug. If you need somebody to scratch your pinky toe, let them know you need your pinky toe, and just be very intentional and just tell them if it's the pinky toe you only want them to scratch, just focus on the pinky toe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Say exactly what you mean, right?
Right. And then if they say it's
I
the
just-
pinky toe, don't touch the big toe. They said the pinky toe. We need you to
That's
pay
it.
attention.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Listen, I just wish everybody a healthy, well, warm, abundant 2026 and beyond. For New Year's Eve, do whatever you do, turn up. I'll be in the house with myself. I'll be in the house with myself, reflected and chilling. Me and my friends, Simone and Shondell, we having a pajama party tonight. We having a pajama party tonight through group meet. We fall asleep on the phone. I'm a professional fall asleeper. Okay.
Okay.
So, and then somebody just put up Kingston. That's my cat. So y'all saw me looking early because my cat be doing all types of stuff when I ain't around. When he think I ain't paying attention. But Kingston is a soccer player, so he waiting for me to finish here so we can play soccer.
All right.
I just
But
said.
that's it. I appreciate y'all having me on. We have done
Thank you.
1 minute,
Fantastic.
1 hour, 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on. No, this has been
Appreciate y'all.
a great opportunity that you provided here. And we're so happy to have you on. Thank you so much. And you will be hearing from me. We have some other platforms in addition to this, and would love to have you on some other platforms if time prevails, serves
Awesome.
properly.
And
Thank
y'all in
you so
North
much.
Carolina? We can talk.
We were in
back
We're
in the
in
back.
Virginia.
Okay,
Yeah,
Virginia.
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, you better be more careful.
Yes.
Thank you so
I
much.
started Comedy
Thank you,
Factory is
thank
one
you,
of the clubs I performed at a lot coming up in comedy. Mhm.
Okay. Let's
Peace
see.
and
What did Simone say? I had a
I had a
slice
slice
when
while
you
you were
was
live. Thank you very much. Because I told her when she got her cake yesterday, I wanted her to open it up and take a bite in front of me. She's like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do it like 2 in the morning. I was like, why are you eating cake 2 o'clock in the morning and you're a 55-year-old woman? What is going on? You
What's
supposed to be
going
drinking
on?
water at 2 o'clock in the morning, not eating cake. I appreciate y'all for having
Okay.
me. Sarge, I hope that
Hey,
that
thank you
gave
so
you some
much.
joy in your spirit.
Yes, you
Thank
did.
you, everyone, for tuning in and watching. Peace and blessings.
I really appreciate
Hey, thank you so much,
sister. Thank
guys.
you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel, Studio W The Buzz, Studio W The Buzz, and tell the Queen how much you love her. All right? Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Queen.
much. Peace.
All right.
Thank you,
Groove by
Queen.
Groove is an international non-profit organization dedicated to community service and mentoring and heightening community and cultural awareness. Founded at Morgan State College in 1962 by purposeful, disciplined revolutionaries. This non-Greek brotherhood prides itself on being conscious men of service and collective action, working with all individuals and organizations who are interested in empowering others. Today, the Associate Fellowship has over 60,000 members and 150 chapters. For more information about Groove by Groove, please go to www.groove5groove.org or send an email to membership@g5g.org. Oh, and by the way, if you know a conscious sister looking for an alternative to the traditional establishment, please refer her to www.swing5swing.org.
Hey, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your Tuesday.